These idiots are hungry, and it's our job to feed them, which we are going to do by placing down a restaurant build, as well as a cowhand, because steak's back on the menu, boys. The restaurant build is simple enough to make, just requiring planks and an apple, with the cowhand's hut being equally as easy to make, using some planks and a piece of raw beef. With no better place for it, we will place the restaurant build just floating about over here, and the cowhand's hut just in front with plenty of room for different pens. So let's get this idiot builder then constructing those for us. Well, maybe in a little while. He is currently working on the town hall upgrade at the moment, requiring in a few different items here. For the cobblestone he needs, I could just spend my time collecting some pebbles and combine them together. But I am way too lazy for that, so I have made some stone seeds and we should be getting out some stone essence, in which I can combine those together and get cobblestone out that way. Granted, it will take a little while for those to repopulate, but I've got time for this. Oh, now I did see that we are able to plant some ores again, so I have coal and iron growing here within botany pots. I can't remember if that is part of this pack, or if I have added that mod, but regardless, we've got some nice coal and iron being produced for us. So we will utilise those, as well as the essence we get, just to continue growing this colony. Whilst on the topic of botany pots and growing seeds, you probably have noticed that we do have a few more of these Botania mystical flowers about, which is because I have been playing around a little bit with the Botania mod, just to try get one of these orchids out. I really do not understand this mod too much, so after playing around with it a little bit, I think I kind of get how it works. If I give these flowers there, those endoflames, some fuel to use, we will get out some mana within this pool here, which the orchid should then take from it. And if I then take some spare stone and put it beside the orchid, it will then turn that stone into some ores for us, including some prosperity ore, which is what I've been then using to create some of these new seeds. Anyway, back to the task at hand, which is trying to fulfill all of this idiot's requests. Oh, well, this is a lot more on the list this time around. At least it has a lot of oak related items, which I should have some wood seeds somewhere here, and we can just simply make some oak using these. Well, I spent quite a bit of time there just giving him everything that he's going to require for the town hall, apart from the 10 sandstone here, which unfortunately I just don't think that we can make or get sand at the moment to make the sandstone, so that all ultimately was just a complete waste of time. But he is now practically supplied for the town hall, although I do get the feeling that most of the resources for it will probably now just move on to one of these other builds which will get him to do instead, so long as they do not require any sand for them. Which of course the cowhand does require some sandstone, so that's excellent, as does the restaurant. Okay, so we are pretty much screwed then on the sand front, unless we can get any out from the one block. I mean, we can make some sand using some dirt essence alongside fire essence, but it's the fire essence which is causing the issue, because we need to make these fire whatever those things are called, and to make those we require some lava buckets. And in order to make lava buckets, we will then need some fire essence to make it, or we will need to find out how else to get some lava, which honestly, I just am not smart enough to figure that out. Well, I just can't think of anything else to do at the moment, so what I am going to do is something that I am good at, and just to continue mining away at this one block. So I've taken the time to think about it, and I believe that I've come up with a plan on how to get our hands on some sand, which admittedly is overly complicated and most likely not going to work, but when has that ever stopped our stupid ideas before? Basically, we need to keep mining this one block until it reaches its next stage, which happens at 900 mines and is the overworld stage. And it's during this stage that we need to get really lucky and get out some magma blocks, as well as normal sand blocks, which we will occasionally get, but yes, we need 4 of these. I am hoping that those blocks aren't going to be too rare, and what a shame that I don't have Silk Touch at the moment, but we are just going to get some stupid things out until we do get the remaining 3. And a wandering trader who has nothing on him at the moment, but would be rather handy to keep around. Right, you go stand beside the panda and the donkey. We've got some more magma blocks to get. We are definitely getting out some rather exotic animals here. Pandas, mushrooms, there was a bee somewhere. Holy crap. I'm going to be gutted whenever they fall off the edge. And I think we are about to get our first death here, because that was an evoker who's been taken out by a llama. Let's actually help here a little bit. Didn't see that one coming. Well, that was a nice distraction, but we still need another 2 magma blocks, so back to it. And that is our 4th and final magma block. Brilliant. So now what we need to do is venture into the create mod and create one of these water wheels, which the toughest part of these are just making these andesite alloys, although we do have some andesite on us. All we need is some iron nuggets. So just like that, that is a water wheel, and now we need to make ourselves an encased fan, which again I think should be relatively simple. Yes, everything was very simple to make there, all apart from this propeller, which is going to require some iron sheets. Actually, ignore that, there is a very simple recipe here from Immersive Engineering, which just uses an engineer's hammer and an iron ingot to make it. And that is then everything for the propeller, which I think that is then everything to make the encased fan. Right, let's go find ourselves a place to set this up then, which right here will simply do. So let's get the water wheel set up and get some water over the top of it. Then we need to carefully prepare a little area here for the encased fan, which I will set there, although facing the other way. That's looking grand. Let's get that set up, and that should... Is that sucking or blowing? That's sucking, so I need this to go the other way. Problem solved. That should now be blowing, which it is. So I'm hoping that if I place some water there, and then I throw a magma block into this, that should eventually start cleaning itself. Well, if I didn't pick it up. We will continue to wash that block, and eventually it will turn into a piece of obsidian, which we will simply then do the same with the other 3 blocks there. So that is now 4 pieces of obsidian for us, which if I then make myself up some tertium essence, I can then combine them all together to make some obsidian seeds, of which we have a spare botany pot here for me to grow them in, and in just under 2.5 minutes time, we will get out some lovely obsidian essence. If I then combine those essence together, I will get out full blocks of obsidian, which, you guessed it, means there's a nether portal for us. And I really hope that the game is going to be nice to us with the spawn location of the nether, but that's it now lit. Let's get into it. We need to go deeper, and we need to find some lava. Well, this actually isn't too bad of a spawn. And we most certainly have plenty of lava to collect, as well as other nether-based goodies. Okay, so let's quickly scoop up a few buckets of lava then, and whilst we're here, I'm also going to grab out a few pieces of soul sand. Then just a tough job of getting back up to the nether portal, just to head back to the colony. Which, to be fair, because of this fantastic spawn, really isn't that far away. So with our lava buckets, alongside gravel, clay and dirt, we can make these fire dust things. And alongside some inferium essence, we can then create ourselves a fire seed, which will eventually grow and give us out some fire essence. And 2 fire essence alongside 2 dirt essence is enough to make us 16 blocks of sand. So the plan worked out for us then. We now can generate our own sand. Alternatively, what we could have done is put down a soul sand piece beside this pure daisy, which eventually would purify the block and turn it into a normal piece of sand. But the fire essence sure is the faster way. Alright then, idiot, let's get this show back on the road. Here is the sandstone that you're requesting in. And he has everything he now requires in order to build our town hall. Which admittedly is not the restaurant or the cowhand's hut, so let's pause that and maybe just move on to do the restaurant. That's him picked up the restaurant build, and we are already 93% supplied to it, thanks to all of the town hall supplies. Just a few more pieces of cobblestone, oak and sandstone to go, which we are growing all of the materials to create those things, so this really won't take too long. We are coming up to 40% done with this. That's pretty much the foundations in for it, so soon we'll start getting up the walls, which will be nice. Then we will get one of these hungry, unemployed idiots over into it to become our cook. But we still will need to get them some food in the first place to feed them with. I wonder how panda burgers would taste. I have also just worked out as to why we need some sandstone here for these builds. This is technically a beach biome that we're in at the moment, and this is plains, with the cowhand there being technically over an ocean biome, so yes, this entire playthrough is going to get rather messy. But we've already proven that we can take on a challenge and succeed with it, so bring it on. Well, that's the restaurant now up, so let's get him constructing the cowhand next. Which he has picked that up and is already 86% supplied for it, so again, thank you very much Town Hall. I will let him make a start on that, but as for the restaurant here, let's get a cook in while we have one already. Let's get them some fuel for use. And that's the builder just thrown himself off of the edge. Excellent, so we'll need another idiot in then. But this place will now use coal as a fuel source. We will need to get them some food. I have some spare raw beef here then, Jacqueline, so you take these in, as well as some bread, just so that you actually get back to work. And she will now cook that raw beef into some lovely steak for our idiots. And for me as well, of course. Ben has taken up the job as the builder, so let's quickly get him supplied for this upgrade. Which, that is now him 100% supplied for this. And he's already making some fantastic progress with the foundations of this build. We are now 30% done with it. I think I will then take this time to try lure out any of the cows other than the mushroom towards this. I think I'm just going to get the mushroom out. Nope, I just need two of you chaps. Thank you very much. Right, yous two, follow me. And just make yourselves comfortable here for the moment, because soon you will be moving on to better pastures. Nope, I literally just said stay. See, this is why we can't have nice things. While we are 99% done with the upgrade, he's just doing a bit more calculating and will put in some torches. But that is pretty much the cowhand now up for us. And I am absolutely sure that these cows will be in the most safest hands. Isn't that right then, Alec? Yeah, that's probably okay. Excellent, we have made some fantastic progress around here today, and I think that idiot has picked up the town hall once again. But that is now shelter, a builder's hut, food, and a food source created for the colony. So, what's next?